Hey guys, Jeff here with Passive Income Unlocked, and this is the December 2022 income report. If you want to follow along, head on over to passiveincomeunlocked.com. I will also put a link in the description below. For the short version, we made $44,647 in revenue. Our expenses were around $6,500, which is lower than usual. I'll jump into that in a minute. And that left us with a net profit of over $38,000. So before I jump into the details, just want to quickly mention that this will be the last report that I publish on this channel. We actually made this decision probably about 6 months ago, decided that we would just keep publishing through the rest of 2022, just kind of end on a clean break there. Basically, when I first started publishing these reports, I had two goals in mind. One was to show people what's possible with building niche websites, and two was to help motivate you guys, whether you're creating a new site or just keep pushing along on your current sites. I know for me, when I first started out, I watched a ton of income reports. Those were probably the two biggest benefits that I got from them. Some of those reports probably weren't even real because we know that a lot of people post fake information online, but whatever the case, I've been trying to be as transparent as possible with you guys. Hopefully you guys have gotten value out of these reports and it has kept you going or motivated you to start a new site or whatever. But at this point in time, these reports are becoming very repetitive, talking about the same thing, one video to the next. And of course, I want to free up some of that time to create more content, whether that's for YouTube, email, blog posts. Obviously, I want to work on our niche sites as well. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into the report itself. So for the month of December, we had a couple new algorithm updates. We had the helpful content update number 2, and then the link spam update as well, which was released about 10 days later. If you go back and watch the November income report that I put out last month, you'll see that at some point during the video, I don't remember when it was, I had mentioned that I hope Google leaves us alone through the end of the year with these updates so people can just enjoy the holidays and the high RPMs. Well, it turned out that the day after I published that video, actually the day after I recorded that video, Google, of course, released that first update, so the second helpful content update. For us, we haven't really seen any kind of negative effect from it. We've actually got a couple of sites that look like they are benefiting from those updates. Kind of hard to tell with the holiday traffic. Hopefully you guys weren't hit too hard as well. Aside from the algorithm updates, we also had ChatGPT obviously getting a lot of attention in the news. I've had people ask me about it that just know that I have an IT background that don't even know that I build websites, just ask me what I think about it and whatnot. It's definitely really out there. Lots of people know about it. I definitely signed up for an account and I've been testing it out just to see how it works and everything. I'm very impressed with it. I don't know how they made that kind of a leap in that technology, but whatever the case, I recommend you guys also sign up for a free account while it's still free. Learn how it works, if nothing else. It's good to know what you're competing against, and there's a lot of people that are going to use this kind of technology to create content. We will not be those people. We are not creating AI content at this point in time anyways, but I do see a lot of benefits. You can write emails, you can create social media content, scripts for YouTube, whatever you want to do. Nothing else, you can create like outlines or whatever. There's a lot you can do with it, and it is free right now. Definitely go check it out. It's not going to be free forever, I don't think. All right, so let's jump into the numbers. So I'm going to pull up a screenshot here. These are sites and posts. So as you can see, we are nearing the 5,000 post mark across our sites. And if you look at each individual site there, you'll see that we actually try to publish very consistently across all of our sites. Basically, from day one, we've tried to treat all of our sites as the same. But that's going to change going into 2023. So part of our strategy now is we're actually going to narrow that focus down to sites number 1, 2, and My Backyard Life. And then the other 3 sites, we're going to just kind of kick the can down the road. So as part of that, what we're going to do is move all of our outsourced writing to one service. So that's going to be Content Pit. And by doing that, because we can't necessarily scale up with Content Pit, we're going to be reducing the number of posts that we publish each month. So basically what we're doing is taking the writing services that we have. We had 2 that we were using, Content Pit and Textin. We're going to stop service or end service with Textin and keep going with Content Pit, even though that's going to be less articles per month. And as far as writing services go, we've tested a lot of them over the years. We've worked with freelancers, plenty of them directly. We still work with one on Upwork that we will keep working with because he's very, very good. But freelancers are a good way to go for sure, but when you try to scale, it's very difficult with freelancers if you don't have teams in place and whatnot, which we don't. So for us, a writing service makes the most sense where we can really streamline the process and scale very quickly. So that's why we've gone down that path of writing services. And with Content Pit, the level of quality has been high enough. It's actually very high to where we don't miss working with freelancers at all. And they're very consistent about following the instructions that we give them. So that's really made our process very quick. So when we get a batch of articles from them, we can go through them, process them, edit them, and publish them very quickly. So if you do want to check them out, which I definitely recommend doing, I will put an affiliate link in the description below. That does have a 10% off discount code for your first order. So next, I'm going to bring up a screenshot for our traffic. So as you can see there, we are trending, absolutely trending in the right direction towards the end of the year, and this is a little bit unusual for us. Obviously, site number 1, which is the blue on the graph there, that is really trending in the right direction, but that always does that. That did have its highest month ever, though, and it was slightly under 700,000 page views for the month. But 2 or 3 of our other sites are also trending in the right direction, going from November to December versus last year. So I think the traffic actually went down from November to December, but it went down by less. So that's what I mean by trending in the right direction. So I'm actually excited about that because those are seasonal sites that do not do well at all in the winter. So we're not going to really see what they're going to be doing until probably the second quarter. So probably January is going to be a little higher in December, then February will be higher, then March and so on. But when we hit that second quarter, April and so on, we're going to probably see some significant growth. So if what I'm seeing is true growth on these sites from November to December, then they will really take off in the second quarter. So I'm definitely excited to see what happens there. So next, I'll bring a screenshot up for our overall revenue. And unfortunately, our revenue did not follow the traffic graph that I just showed you. And of course, that's all due to RPMs. So our RPMs were lower from December to November. Of course, I mean, we had higher traffic, but we made less, so the RPMs were lower. But not only that, but when we look back at our RPMs 2021 versus 22, I think the RPMs were down, if I remember correctly, about 10 to 20% across our sites. So pretty significant drop last year to this year. If we had those same RPMs from last year with the traffic we had this year, we would have probably been close to that 50K mark. I didn't do the math, but either way, it would have been nice to hit that, but still can't complain. Almost $45,000. We're definitely happy with that. So next 2 screenshots will be from Mediavine first. As you can see there, that's where we make most of our money, display ads. And that first site, which is the top one listed there, that is the one that brought in almost 700,000 page views. So that makes most of the money in the winter. And then next screenshot here is from Amazon Associates. So over $2,000 there. So a bigger month for us. This isn't really something we put a lot of focus on. We probably should add some more affiliate links to our articles. Just something we've never prioritized. And it honestly is not on our plan in our plan for 2023 either. So we'll see if we ever get to it or not. Aside from that, just small amounts from our international Amazon Associates accounts and about $100 from print on demand as well. So next, look at our expenses. Expenses, like I said, were lower this month. Usually they're around $9,000 to $10,000. This month they're around $6,500. And again, that's all related to narrowing our focus down to one writing service. So we're going all in with Content Pit that you'll see listed there on the written version. And before you'd see Content Pit and another writing service called Textin. And basically we've ended service with Textin. Nothing that they were doing wrong by any means, but Content Pit's quality and consistency and all that are significantly higher. They are a little bit more expensive, but we're okay with that. And again, we're going to be producing less content going forward in 2023, but that's okay because our focus is going to be on 3 sites, and we are not going to be lowering the publishing frequency on those 3 sites. All right, so net profit for the month of December, revenue was $44,647. Expenses $65,111, leaving us with a net profit of $38,136. All right, so I want to talk a little bit about our plans for 2023. Before I jump into that, I just want to say that right in the beginning of the year for 2022, we set our goals for the year. And if you watched the income reports throughout the year, you'll see that every time I got to this section of the income report, I just said, nothing has really changed. Go back to one of the older income reports if you want to see what we're working on. And we literally did that all year long. The goals that we set at the beginning of the year, we stuck to those goals throughout the entire year. So that's obviously huge for us. I'm definitely very happy with that. But with that being said, we did all get together. So we got a small team. We got together, sat down, and kind of went through what do we want to try to accomplish in 2023, and we listed out a new set of goals. So for 2023, our focus is shifting a little bit. It's not changing how we build websites at all. But basically what we're doing is now the sites that we've already built, the ones that are the strongest, so sites number 1, number 2, and My Backyard Life, we're going to do things to strengthen those sites, or things that we think will strengthen those sites. Basically, we want to build their authority, and we want to turn them into brands. So just to give you an idea of some of the stuff that we want to do with these sites, of course, we are not going to be skipping the fundamentals on these sites. So we're going to be doing things like trying to build topical authority through targeting clusters and doing a lot of heavy internal linking, things like that. So we're not going to skip the fundamentals, of course. But aside from that, we're going to be doing things like building out social media followings on those sites, which is something that we have avoided on our sites. We've done fine without social media. But we want to increase that brand awareness because, like I said, we're trying to create brands at this point in time. And we're not expecting a lot of traffic to come back from that. But again, we just get that out there, get our name out there. It's going to lead to some shares, maybe some backlinks down the road and so on. Aside from that, we're going to build email lists on at least 2 of the sites. So maybe not My Backyard Life right away. But the other 2 sites, we've already started email lists. We just started those in the middle of December. And then we're also going to be creating video content. So we have YouTube channels for all 3 sites already, but My Backyard Life is the only one that's active. So Ben, obviously, he does all the videos for that channel. The other 2 channels, we have not published a video in at least 1 year, maybe 2. So we're going to go back and start publishing more content for those as well. So those are just a few of the things that we're doing. But basically, like I said, we're trying to build more authority, doubling down, strengthening those first 3 sites, or the 3 biggest sites. The other 3 sites we're going to keep working on. We'll keep kicking the can down the road. They're just not going to get a lot of focus. We'll publish some posts, maybe 3 or 4 posts a week or whatever, maybe less. We'll still be publishing images on them, still be adding internal links, like I said, the fundamentals. But we're not going to go above and beyond. We're not going to be creating social media followings or any of that kind of stuff for those sites. So guys, that's it. Like I said, this is the last video I'm going to be publishing as far as income reports go. I will be publishing other content, of course, though, so keep an eye out for that stuff. 2022 was a roller coaster, lots of ups and downs for us. It was still a strong year for us, better than last year for sure. Hopefully you guys didn't get hit too hard. If you did, try to stick with it. I encourage you to probably build 2 to 3 websites, spread that risk out a little bit. When you build 2 or 3 websites, try to make them different from each other as well, so maybe not following the same formula on all 3 of them. But even if you did get hit, people do bounce back from these updates, so don't give up all hope. Sometimes you have to make some changes to your site, wait for a core algorithm update to come out. That might take 3 months, 6 months, whatever. But just keep your head up. It's definitely possible to bounce back from these updates. Like I said, guys, I'll be publishing more videos. Hopefully it'll be a big 2023 for you guys. Wish you the best of luck. Thanks as always for watching. I appreciate it.